Hello there, I am Sean. You would think that the first video I would be putting up on a channel about tinsmithing will be a video about tinsmithing on a tinsmithing channel. But no, the potatoes need to be planted, so we're going to be doing that today. The method I'll be using is kind of like a lazy bed sort of method. Not quite a traditional method, but does the job. The only things you really need for is, that's going to get annoying, a spade, or sorry, a shovel, not a spade. Oh no, I think this is a shovel. Is the spade the point? The spade is the pointy one, I think. Yeah, you want a flat-headed shovel. A long and narrow one's better. But previously, I have used that one. That was the first one I used. It's this little spade here. And then my father bought me this one there end of last year. So, or be at the middle of it was like kind of September time, I think. And he bought me this. So, it'd be better for planting potatoes. It'd be better for doing the lazy bed. A couple of other things you'd want is something, you know, to cut back the grass, a strimmer, a sickle of some kind. Fork's always a handy thing to have around. To cut back the grass, I'll be using this little sickle I got. I got a 5 of a pair of them. The other one is a bit old. This is Pierce, to be Wexford made, I think. Pierce Engineering. I think that's the company now, what they're now at, they now are. So, yeah, little sickle. I'm trying to use that properly, we'll be cutting back this grass. And a hoe. This hoe, the head has fallen off this several times, so I've just down the little bolt in there. Holds it in place. It's loose, but it'll do the job. It's good just for breaking up the soil when you're earthing up the potatoes, which I will probably explain in the video that I do that in, because you know it takes a while. You'd usually leave that a bit for toss this somewhere. So maybe wondering, when I'm planting potatoes, Jesus Christ, the carbon's really coming out of me today. Potatoes, you use something called a seed potato, and all a seed potato is really is just a small potato. And what you do is you let it sit, and you get these little root things on them called eyes, I think they are, and they can grow up, and you put them in the ground. They go into potato. They grow your entire potato plants. These are ones from last year I planted just across behind the camera. I have cabbages there now at the moment. Yeah, seed potatoes. If you have a bag of potatoes in the bottom of the press even that are just growing eyes, it doesn't have to be very small potatoes. You can use the big ones. I'm planting roosters at the moment. This will be my second year now of planting. This is in a new spot, setting up a new bed. So the advantage of doing the lazy beds is they're great for preparing the soil and adding nutrients back into it. Because the roots and things like that, they can decompose. And because what you do with lazy beds is you cut the sod and you flip it over the potato essentially. And what that does is that brings all the grass into it, and that'll kill the grass and that'll decompose and improve the quality of your soil, which is quite interesting. It was very common in the West. You sometimes see them. It's during the famine actually. A lot of the time you see ridges in the soil when you're out west, and that is because there was either no point in harvesting them because they all died of blight, all the potatoes did, or there was no one to harvest them. Well, because everyone is starving to death. So, yeah. So the first thing you want to do with your with your potatoes, for your preparing your ground, is cut the grass back. I'll be using this little sickle here. You can have my hand behind your back and it'll swing out like that, just low to the ground. That'll cut back the grass. I'll probably move that over into the compost pile, or I'll put it somewhere and see if it'll dry in the greenhouse or something like that. So he's down back there. You can see that. So all I'm doing is I'm coming in, swinging. You know, keep your hand up away from it, because you don't want to. I know this isn't the proper way to do it, but it is the way that I do it, and it is the way that works. See you see this sickle? They kind of say this is more of a precursor to the strimmer. Now you can cut back hay and straw and things. Normally what you do, you grab the grass, bring it into a bundle and then pull back. And then you have your bundle. That'll be used for harvesting things like your grains and things like that. For your straw, for your thatching and things like that. Yeah. This isn't very sharp. I'm going to have a fella sharpen it for me. Hopefully, next. Now I'm going to go quite a ways that direction. Cut back this grass. So then I'm going to go right to the edge of the path. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to cut all this back to the beds. Whether or not I'll actually get all the beds dug is debatable today. So I'll at least do a demonstration for this. Right, so the grass is all kind of cut back now. It's a little bit just before the path. Only about a gap about that much. So just to give a little bit of space for wildlife and their biodiversity. So I don't know. I'll maybe turn the camera around a bit. It's kind of gone down. I don't know if you can see the little red bag. That's kind of about as far as it goes. It's kind of a triangular shaped wee bit. So yeah. I'm just trying to think. Am I best off kind of following with my first bed along the outside edge, or do I come along the straight edge here? You know. And then maybe I'll follow it, and I'll never think about it. Also, I've raked all the grass up into a pile. I don't know if you can, yeah, you kind of can see it. It's kind of here. I know I have a little bit there. Kind of stuff that was a bit longer, so I'm going to see if I can dry a bit of it and see if it turns into hay. So, these beds. What you can do actually sometimes, I have a little pile of manure there, but I'm not going to use it for these. Usually you'd put your fertilizer along in a line, put your potatoes on top of that, and then fold over your sod. What that'll help you recondition your soil. Especially it's very handy here around Cavan, because it's pure clay around here. Especially in the town that I live, it's quite bad. I'm not arsed doing that today because my manure pile isn't quite decomposed enough for my liking, so I might let it sit till a couple of months. It's got like grass, all the grass and stuff I've been cutting back as I've done my bits and been putting into it, so it's not quite decomposed yet. But you don't have, I have raked away all the grassy bits that I cut. If I had a sharper sickle, it probably would have went a bit neater, but it should do the job. I've raked it all into a pile. You don't have to do that. You know, the extra bit of grass might decompose and help the soil a bit more, but yeah. So, when you're doing a lazy bed, you'll get the seed potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the seed potatoes kind of out first, and then I'll figure it out how I want to do it. So I'll take a couple of them here, about 20 of them from last year, and I also have a bag of some Morris Pipers. These are red rooster red potatoes, I'm not sure. The Morris Pipers are over there in a bag under the hedge, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend you keep the potatoes under the hedge. They need to be darker for them to grow. These were kind of just left in the shed, in a dark corner of the shed behind the door, so which never really got closed. So I'll take, there's 5 of them. Okay, sit them on the ground. Get an idea. You want to place them maybe 20-30 centimeters apart, I think. So one here. Five in. Kind of angle these in and follow the edge of this path. Right, so I've placed about 15 of them just in a line, following the edge of the path, and I demonstrate now how to flip the sod over itself. So One, like, width and a half of the shovel. Green potatoes will come out. One, two, and a bit. And then come in and you cut two. There's a rock there, and we'll take that out because we've noticed it. A lot of time this will be done by two people. I am one person. So. We take it, get under it, and then we flip it over. That's a bit too wide here, but it should do the job. And then we just follow along. And then you come over the other side, and because I cut these too big, I'm going to cut this a little narrower. And you kind of fill over the gaps. Sorry, it would be better here for some reason. That's confusing because the chicken's on the other side of it. This is too much ridge, but anyway, do the job. Yeah, it's quite wide. The dummy potato. Yeah, that's kind of how you do it there. Let's see if I can bring this phone over a bit. You can watch me go down the way. Rock. Plenty of gravel around here. I almost hit a cabbage with that stone. There's a lot of time what you would do is you'd have two people doing this, one person cutting and the other person lifting. Usually the younger and more able man is the man doing the lifting. Rusty nail, probably. That's in another bed. And a big rock. Hey, right into the pile. This is going to be a long day. Picking rocks. Yeah. I'm going to keep going along there. I'll stop recording now because I don't want to waste too much space on my phone. Yeah, right. So the rain has started. I thought I'd record this last bit of the fall. Just crack. Finish it up. I'm about halfway at the next video before I stop recording. So. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. That maybe a bit of a toy or something. It is textured, so I don't know. Yeah. Neat. That is a big rock. Wow. That might be a snake. A Russian snake. What? I think that's, other than that cut piece of sandstone, this is the biggest piece of rock. So, yay. I landed in yellow frog. Lovely. last piece. I didn't stand up. Yeah. We have a lazy bed of potatoes. It starts. There's some. Yeah, funny angle on it. See if I can. So now all the way down there, just following the path. So what I'll do here is I'll have probably 2 following either side of it. Let me see if we can. Yeah, so I'm going to do 2 more. It'll probably be another longer one. Stop. And then maybe 1 or 2 more shorter ones here because I was originally going to go across the garden this way, but there's my rhubarb bit is here, so there's some rhubarb here. I don't want to be hurting that. Yeah. I'll do more. I'll probably do more tomorrow. Probably video digging the second bed because it's a slightly different way to do it. And I'm not arsed today. I'm actually quite fucking tired. A lot of work goes into that, surprisingly. So yeah. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day and goodbye. Slán go fóill.